I waited online for cake like a dope. New slang and mitzvah minute. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Like a dope, Amy. Like a dope. I waited online like a dope.
I was super impressed and also
Horrified.
I don't know. I'm going for like jealous.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, dear listener. Welcome back to Brilliant Observations. I was just telling Amy, or she saw, I think on my private Instagram.
I love looking at your privates.
That I posted that this week was an anniversary for a bakery called Nothing Bundt Cakes, which is cute, right? It's a cute name, but in their celebration at 11:15 in the morning, they were handing out 22 punch cards that would entitle the holder to a free bundt cake every month for a year.
Damn.
Right? That's something that's worthy. Remember I asked you last week, I said that Chick-fil-A opened and 100 people would get a free meal a week. I tried to talk the Bundt people into a weekly, not a monthly, but they were like, shut up, bitch. You're one of the first 22. I would just take it and shut your face. They had 100 for each opening of Chick-fil-A. And we did not participate. And it turns out we live in an area that they didn't even get 100 people to wait. So
what?
I know, it was crazy. The article I read said not even 100 people came out. Maybe they had 60, which I still think is a good number.
No. We would have had 60,000. I don't understand.
Yeah, they did.
Do you not know what it is? Have you not been? You haven't had a sandwich?
No,
you
everybody here knows and is grateful. They're just either too fucking lazy, wealthy, or just couldn't be bothered.
I don't know, man. That's all. I don't know.
And that's
I don't know how I feel
much
about that.
Isn't that a much bigger get than a monthly buntlet?
Yes,
right?
Because they're extremely expensive, super pricey, very, very pricey. I've actually had the alternate chicken sandwich, and I gotta say, I'm sticking with the Chick-fil-A.
You mean Popeyes?
I have. I had it. Brian got him, brought him home. I tried it, and I thought, you know what? Everyone else
really?
Everyone else in the house was like, I love it. But they're not big pickle people, not pickle sandwich people. They like their pickles pristine. And I know you think pickles are cucumbers plus evil. So
I'm a fan of the cuke. I'm a fan of the pickles.
What? I thought you were super double red X negative on pickles.
So pickles, there are so many types of pickles. I was at the Amish market yesterday where they have a pickle bar.
Good girl.
So you would cry. You've seen they have the bread and butter. They have chips and slices and full pickles. But for my family who are loyal to the half sour, the Jewy half sour kosher deli sort of ones, we're wildly faithful. But the sour pickle has a warm place in my heart. The ones, last night we went out for Chinese food and they had these cucumbers that were marinated in evil and then had red pepper flakes on them. Have you had those?
Yes.
Those were delicious, and we stabbed each other's hands with forks to get to them because the plate was the size of a thimble, and we thought, mine. Just like those birds from The Little Mermaid. Mine.
Finding Dory.
Oh, it is Finding Nemo. You're right. Mine. Mine. That's right, Nemo. So
Finding Nemo.
Yeah. You're fine. So I waited in line like a dope in the Gen Pop, which is, not my favorite place to be. I went to run errands and I drove past this place going to pick up 1,000 things I needed to do. And I saw the line already started, and it was an hour before. It was an hour before they were giving away the cards. So I thought, good God, am I going to stand there, with that sciatic pain like a dope in line for an hour? And then my kids texted me, you better get cake from the high school.
There's so many things that I don't understand about this. Number one, you're rich. Number two, isn't the cake slightly larger than a cupcake, the size that they're giving away? It's like an individual bundt. It's not even.
It is.
Yes. Okay. So just stop it. And number three, your kid works at a bakery.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
No bundt
dong.
cake. No
and
bundt
number
cake.
4, there's a 4th on the list. Number 4.
Yeah.
Aren't you on any given hour of the day not eating until a tiny window between 3 o'clock and 3:06, and then in that window you can eat no sugar and all the rest of it? What are you doing with cake?
Oh,
What
I
are you
love
doing?
cake. I love cake. I when I was looking to lose weight, I did do exactly what you said. I had this small window, no sugar, and it worked. I lost like 15 pounds. Now, and I was angry all the time, and I want joy back in my life. So I've changed it to be, I don't eat until noon. We are recording today before noon, so I have to tell you, I might be hungry. And I eat whatever the fuck I want, but I try to do it in moderation.
So you skip breakfast. That's your big plan.
That's what they said. Back in my day, it was I skipped a meal. And now you freaking whatever, millennials say, I'm intermittent fasting. No, you skipped a meal, bitch. That's all you did. And we'll get into more fun slang like that a little bit later in the show. So it worked. I was one of the first 22. I got my punch card and, well, I'm there and I got the free one for November. But while I'm there, I can't just get one because, like you said, it's just bigger than a nice sized cupcake. So I bought 3 more. They get you.
As you do. Sure. Now
They fuck you at the drive-through.
So fuck you at the drive-through.
So there I am with while waiting in line, I have to tell you, they walked out with samples. So as you're waiting for that hour, I sampled the lemon bundt cake, the red velvet bundt cake, which is riddled with chocolate chips. They were amazing. I might actually have to bring one to the December gathering.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. It's going to be just all baked goods and us. And one of our friends who has medicinal marijuana sitting there eating all of our baked goods and us feeling guilty.
I love our friend who has medicinal marijuana so very much. Oh, my Lord. She posted something on Facebook this week. You know those things where they say, my friend who you don't know tagged me to do a thing you don't care about, and I'm going to do it every day for a month. And the thing I'm going to do is put a picture of my dog. Thank you, friend you don't know. And then she fucking didn't post a picture of her dog.
She went through all of that.
Oh, I love you, weed. You make our life so interesting.
She went through all of that to not post a picture. So, of course, I had to give her shit. I'm like, hey, what happened to the fucking picture?
It was just delicious. It was perfect.
It was
perfect.
She tagged you, right?
No, I just saw it. I don't know. If maybe I saw it because I was tagged.
Yeah, I think she tagged you.
How much time do I have to check to see if I'm? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'm supposed to do it now?
Yeah. So, dear listener, I'm up to here with cake. That whole Finding Nemo, mine, best part of that whole movie. Disney Plus dropped.
Indeed, it did.
And I don't know, maybe it was 8 minutes before we had an account. And my kids.
Have you left the house since then?
Oh, I did, to wait online for cake.
Oh, that's it? That's the sum total of the...
I piled all my errands into one day, right? One day. And the only 2 errands I could get done were cake and Whole Paycheck, or Whole Foods, as they call it in this area.
Yes.
So those were the 2 I did that day. And then I came back home to Disney Plus. And I got to be honest, I didn't give my kids the password till Friday, because your job is school, not to watch TV. So Friday they got the password. But what am I so upset about that they're going to sit and watch The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
I don't even, were they interested, or were they like, thanks for the cake? Like, how big did the password go over? Look at the eyes on this lady. Oh my God, the eyes. They're as big as the size of headphone cans. They just went,
yeah.
You should be watching the Looney Tunes channel, not the Disney Channel with eyes like this. Tell me.
Oh, yeah. Wah, 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 wah. Should they have made a sound when they popped out of my head like that?
I think
wah, wah, wah.
so. Yes. Why were they so excited?
Well, first of all, they were wicked excited about the cake. And then after the cake came, Mallory's been watching movies, Disney movies, from start to finish. All of Marvel is on there. I mean, they watched all of the things.
You had me at all of Marvel is on there. I was thinking it was like Victorious or whatever her thing is. I think that's Duran Duran.
No,
No, there was a show, Victorious.
Yeah, Mallory watched that too.
Anyway. Oh, and they don't sing Victorious. They say, I see how bad it was. Yeah. Okay.
You know what got my attention? Stuart found.
Hey. It's all ages now.
Fine.
Come on.
What's his name? Oh my God. The Fly.
His name is, oh my God. Oh, Jeff Goldblum from way back.
So he has a special on Disney Plus, and I love him.
He's ridiculous. He is so beautifully unique. I love how dumb and weird he is.
He's so weird and so beautiful and so amazing, and he's just, I don't know, he's unique. There's no one else like him. And
That's right. He's one of those. Yeah. There'll never be another.
The only regret I have from my trip that we went to London was that we didn't see this incredible statue of him just lounging out. There's this huge bronze statue of Jeff Goldblum, and we missed it.
Where?
I don't know. Everywhere we weren't. Every time I would say, are we near it now?
That's like you plan the trip around going to see this statue. My favorite is a little YouTube video that he did. I don't know if it was for like Esquire. It was some promotional thing, but he did a little YouTube video where it was him reacting to photographs of people who had him tattooed on themselves.
Okay.
And he was trying to find ways to be like, like complimentary of these things that were wackadoo, batshit crazy.
So we're not the only ones who love him. People have tattooed him on their bodies, and not
Who
just
would
like
do this?
super young, hot Jeff Goldblum, like every stage of his life. And that's, I think, what he was reacting to. Like, oh, that's an interesting stage I went through. That's the mullet. That's people tattoo this man permanent on their body. And yeah, I saw that video, and again, I love him. I think he's fantastic. So he has a show on Disney Plus, I think just for Disney Plus. And the first episode of his series was looking into the huge world of sneakers.
Oh boy.
Which really has my attention.
It's huge, yeah.
People pay what they pay for kicks is just crazy to me, and wonderful that it's a business, and it's pretty clean of a business. I mean, there's very much a black market, but it's a pretty decent. So Disney Plus is now an option in our house, and everybody's got the password. And I went a little old school, and I went to Netflix, and I found a series called Sabrina.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have children. Of course I've seen it. Yes.
Your children have seen it?
Yes.
They like dark, witchy things?
Yes, they do.
And
they're boys. We've seen Sabrina. Yes.
So Mallory said, Sabrina the Teenage Witch? And I said, no. It is very dark. It is very demon-y and murdery and bloody, and I love it.
Well, then how come I couldn't get you hooked on The Magicians? That's
I did.
demony and murdery and bloody.
I started The Magicians, and I lost interest after like the beginning of the second episode. I guess if I went for a deeper dive and I gave it more of a chance, somebody told me they watched the first couple of episodes of Schitt's Creek and couldn't get into it. And I did want to throw them into Sabrina and knife them in the face and bury them in a shallow grave. Right. But maybe I'll give it another shot
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I did get hooked hard. And then there was like a whole season where you're watching it going, what the fuck is this stupid shit? But then they brought it back, and I don't remember what season that was, so I don't want to endorse it too hard. But I did.
You liked it?
I do. Well, that was my whole thing. With Magicians, you're talking about Sabrina, it's demony and dark. The thing about Harry Potter, I love that it's this other world that has, just enough of our world where you can really relate, but think, oh, but if it could be solved in a different way, and then this piece is new, and there's magic and blah. So add to that graduate school and all the drugs and alcohol, plus your life is a mess. That's what Magicians is. It's grown up Harry Potter with problems. So it was neat.
You threw Harry Potter in and I was sold. I will try again. On what platform can I find that?
You can find it anywhere. It is, like Schitt's Creek, it's Sci-Fi Network, but you can find it on Netflix.
Okay, good.
Among others.
Because, Sabrina did it. I was like, all right, I'm back in a dark hole. It's perfect. Stay out of my dark hole.
That's what she said.
So in your house, we're recording on a different day today because you're hitting the road to do some work stuff.
Yes, I am. I've been hitting the work stuff really hard, and I am very tired. But that's okay. That's what happens. You hit work, you do it.
You have an opportunity to sleep in a hotel tonight?
Tonight, tomorrow night. Yeah, for sure.
And shit's not going to just fall apart in your house because you're gone? Or it might, but when you come home, you know how to put it back together?
Yes to both. Well, some things the things that are going to fall apart, it's not the things that are going to fall apart. It's the things that are supposed to continue happening or are slated to occur will not. So the things that'll fall apart is keeping the house reasonable or clean or anything at all like that.
Burn boot camp is out the fucking window too if you're not.
Out the fucking window. But they have it. I'm sure they have it there, but all of my stuff starts at 7:00 and I'm not there for a conference to go to a thing at 5 a.m. and then figure out how to park. And then, no, I'm not doing that. No way.
I meant for your family. Weren't they doing that with you?
They were, and they only would ever go at night, and it's already tanked. Went for the middle portion. So there was my husband and my middle kid went for, there was like an introductory thing, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, something like this. And they both signed up and they did it pretty religiously. Even when something urgent was going on, they would say, guess what, urgent? You can wait over there.
Wow.
And they would do it. And then when that trial was over, my husband said, I really am getting a lot out of this. I'm going to do it. And my son said, I'm losing my mind trying to figure out how to make this work around all the other things that I have to do. I like it, but I need to take a break right now so I can ba. And the break turned into,
I'm done.
I'm laying on the couch. I'm not, sailing team is canceled today, so I don't have to. And to his credit, I mean, I say the kid does sailing team and you think, what the fuck? You're in a boat. The boat is the thing doing the work. Fuck you. Not so. He actually wore his little Apple Watch, at the last regatta that he went to, and it registered like triple the daily whatever. It was something like 1,000. It was 1,000 of something that normally is in the low 100 or 200. So I don't even know how to tabulate it. He was very impressed with himself. The amount of effort that it took for him to move that thing where it needed to go was a lot of physical effort. He burned. Maybe it was 1,000 calories he burned that in the however many hours that he was doing it. And I was like, really? Sitting in the fucker? Okay. So whatever. He's not doing it now. My husband's supposed to be doing it now, but he's gotten without the draw of, I must take my child. I must make this happen. Now all the urgent things are actually urgent and you just don't put them in the corner.
Does any of it have to do with the fact that at 4:30 p.m. it's dark and nobody wants to motivate with no sign
I'm sure it does. But that has to do with every other thing in life. You look up and you're like, okay, well, I guess it's about 9:30. Oh, no, it's 4:00. It's this black outside. My soul is black. No,
I hate it.
Oh, it's tough. And we have the weather down here is just, it doesn't know what it's doing. It is the craziest, goofiest weather. We have 75 degrees and then the next day it is 41 degrees. And it's just,
wow.
And then the next day it's 62 degrees. And then the next day it snows. I'm not kidding. This is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. We look like a dying patient's chart with the way that the thing is going up and down. It's horrible.
Don't you get sick when the weather changes like that constantly?
A lot of people do. And I'm trying my best not to. So, but yeah.
What are you doing to avoid it?
Well, trying to add more vitamins, trying to, live healthier, do all the stuff. Somebody was saying try magnesium.
Nope, right through you. That's another metal. Be careful. All those metals, you'll be on the shitter. Do not have an exhibition booth unless it's a toilet. If you're taking, I did the echinacea, and the echinacea comes with zinc in it, and the zinc.
My God.
All of those metals.
You are the funniest fucking person.
Meanwhile, somebody wrote you and said, I did that apple cider vinegar and fuck you. And I said, you should have listened to me.
I endorsed it hard. And then somebody wrote in and said, yeah. And I was sitting on the throne for longer than I'd like, 4:00 in the fucking morning, pooping my shadooping out.
Is that somebody you know?
Yes.
That's horrible.
That was a write-in.
That's so horrible.
It happens. We get write-ins.
That's fucked up. So right now, in 10 days, we're planning our trip for Thanksgiving. We talked about Thanksgiving last week. We're going with family. And I have this terrible habit of wanting to provide favors.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's terrible. Let's just start there. As the recipient of many of these, it's the swag bag for attending the dinner. Thanks for meeting us at this restaurant that we're playing Dutch on. But here's your special gift with purchase.
I like to.
I bought you something.
So
it's a cake.
Get a lot. It's a bunt. I get a lot of shit from my family, or at least I used to, that I never send cards.
What? Fuck you, family. What the fuck are they talking? I'm sorry. Who are they? I don't see any cards coming to your house. And P.S. Hallmark can suck a dick. I'm not sure. You're not a card fucking family. I don't know why I'm so personally offended by this, but that seems nonsensical to me.
I got a lot of shit.
People that are throwing popcorn on the fucking floor want to give you information about how genteel it is to show up with a Happy Tuesday fucking card? No.
I call you on your birthday. I text. I'll even send you a fun little email. All three.
Fuck's
but
sake,
I don't.
Fuck's sake.
But I do like to, and you don't always get a birthday gift on your birthday, but I do like to find the right thing for the right person, and then I'll send it no matter what time of year it is, no matter when I see it. If there's a pair of socks that I think that you'll love, you'll get it in the mail. Like it's who I am. So giving me shit for not sending cards and not giving presents on the day of or getting the whatever, fuck you. I can stop doing nice things for you too, if that's what you want.
Right. If this is the reaction, then I think I'm going to say suck a dick.
So
maybe there's a card for that at Hallmark.
There actually are eat shit ones. And you know that I have that eat a dick, chocolate dick that I've sent to someone previously. But it took me a long time to find the right person to get that eat a dick because you don't... I think they want you to send it as a you suck, but I don't know how sending a 6-inch chocolate phallus tells somebody they suck.
It's kind of nice.
It's joy. I think it's joy. But what if somebody else sees it that way and you've just sent them a chocolate dick and because it does say eat a dick on the box.
I gotcha.
So do you know the right person to receive that gift?
I think it's me because I like chocolate and I like dick. So... And I also like getting party favors, so it's like a trifecta.
Right. All right. So I'll put that in my mental vault of that.
Now that I've said it to the exact wrong person.
There are 4 dicks in your house.
Boop 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 boop. So no, but I'm just saying your finger is like permanently hovering over add to cart.
Send.
And I just feel like
send.
Oh.
Send. So I was thinking I'd be there with my nieces, my family, my parents, and I thought a cute thing would be like a mockable fanny pack. Right? We're leaving. Everybody's got their cell phone. People leave it in restaurants. Two of them are, well, they all leave shit everywhere. If you want to put your AirPods in it, you want to go down to the pool.
Truthfully, I was waiting for the explanation of what do you mean mockable? What's mockable?
Because it's a fanny pack.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right.
That's the mockable part, but it's totally functional. I
thought that was some sort of branded term that I'm supposed to, that means it's got like an extra zipper on the side. Like, I don't know what mockable is, unless you mean we're going to mock you for having a fanny pack.
Yes, because they're ridiculous. So Stuart said, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't spend the money on it and forget it. It's dumb. And I said, well, I wasn't asking your opinion on whether or not I should do it. Yeah. I was really asking what I should write on it because they're personalized.
Yeah. How about Stuart is a dick? You could have that embroidered, maybe. We could get patches. I'm in that club. Can I be captain of the club? Is there a captain of the club?
Yeah. You can,
you can be president.
From the CEO, I will make you captain.
Oh, lovely. Chairwoman of the board.
So I was thinking, I don't want to put everybody's initials. That's weird. I want you to be able to use it again. I don't want to put Thanksgiving 2019 because it's almost 2020 and just a lot of dumb things. And I couldn't think of anything. And he made me feel shitty about doing it in the first place. So I'm looking at other alternatives. And I'll bring my own JanSport fanny pack so you can all fucking mock me.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, part of it is they're selling fanny pack. I wonder if they're tragically hip now. They're selling them at the Costco, which is the bastion of all hip things. Can't believe I just used Costco as my... Okay, so they're selling them at the Costco. I've seen them like over the shoulder fanny packs. Like they're just trying to figure out... Somebody's got a lot of fanny packs and they're thinking, let's put the marketing geniuses on this one.
How do we purge? How do we purge our shit and get this stuff out there?
I think it's great.
So, well, he nixed me and made me feel shitty all at the same time. And since we're already discussing him making me feel shitty, I'm going to transition into our mitzvah minute.
Uh-oh.
Because Stuart's the one who's actually doing something nice. So as I throw daggers at his face.
For fuck's sake, Stuart, this is why we're so sick of you.
Because you shit on your wife and then you
Thank
do
you.
something wonderful
You do
afterward.
all the things where I'm like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I know. It's a double-edged sword with that man. You know that he and we have a friend of his that passed away very recently.
Indeed.
Stuart today is taking his oldest son out for lunch.
Oh, see, that's very nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of these two boys who are now without a father, the one who needs it most, I hope he does it for the other one too at some point. I'm not going to say mentoring because I don't know that this boy ever wants to be like Stu, but he's thrown in a little dad figure.
Oh, that's so nice.
So now on his plate, he has a volunteer who used to work at the hospital with him, volunteered for years and years. His wife baked cookies for everybody, and he came in and pushed the meat. Like, he moved patients from room to room, and he just did. He was amazing. He passed away a few years ago, and Stuart takes his wife out for lunch seasonally. Aww. And now he's going to do this. He's going to have a very busy lunch calendar.
That's so important. When you lose somebody, there's this flurry of activity right up front. And then sometimes, 3, 4, 6 months later, and then nothing. It's gone. And the only time that people even think about the loss is when they're occasionally reminded of that loss in their own house. So, and they don't realize all of the other losses that you're dealing with. And if you're not the kind of person who wants to put it out there every waking second, I don't advocate this, but I just know people who do. So if you're not that kind of person, it can get really, really hard. Holidays can be the worst. Weird milestone days.
Anniversaries.
Maybe, yeah, they can be really, really tough. I've got a friend who is struggling right now, and I thought it was unusual because there's the daily struggle that you think you're always going to have when you're dealing with a loss that's serious. But this was sort of, it's Tuesday and the leaves are brown, and it turned into, whoa, how did we fall off the earth today? Okay, I didn't know that was your thing. Okay, got it.
Well, we used to walk with this lost person and crunch leaves together. And we used to, there's always something. If this human has been in your life and shares all of those milestones, it's never ending, and it's always with you, and it's surprising when it hits sometimes.
But that's the whole point of this Mitzvah Minute and recognizing that Stuart's doing this, but even the presence of mind for him to invent the idea to do it or to stumble into it and realize, and now I can do this for someone else. I did it with that one person and it really worked, and I'll never do that again. No, I mean, take something good you've done and, I don't know, make it a fucking habit.
That'll learn me.
So, yeah. Thanks for the good deed. Now fuck off. Yeah, no. So, I mean, but the idea is, listener, the idea is that you're supposed to do nice things and make the world a better place. And it's not always about, I will plant 1,000 trees. I mean, sometimes it's just pick up the fucking phone and call somebody when you're thinking of them, because that shit can keep somebody going for a good couple of months. Yeah. I mean, truthfully.
You could feed off that for a while.
We've officially turned into grandparents. Can you hear the stupidity that's coming? And if you would just call your mother.
Once in a while, would it kill you?
Do I have to go to the market to learn about you? Can't you just call me? Yeah.
More so, you would want it. Right? You wouldn't want to feel like Brian's got friends if something happened to him. Well, you no longer get to know about those friends that you're connected through him. And so what? That's it? You're just cut off? And it's things you don't really think about. Relationships.
I am just cut off. My husband is probably a lot more like everyone else on the planet, unlike Stuart. When things like this happen, he doesn't really know what to do with all of that, even his own sadness or response or whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't know what to say. So I will pick up the remote or I will go about my business. I will say nothing, or I'll wait. I'll take care of that later. And it just later turns into
never.
Nothing. Never. Yeah. And so there's a whole lot of lost out.
So there are times where I'll remember similarly to, today's so-and-so's birthday. I need to call them today or text them, and I don't do it right away. And the next thing you know, it's the next day. So now it's a belated, still in the wheelhouse of still in the pocket, right? You're still in the pocket. Right. You could even say, I thought about it yesterday, but I knew you'd be getting millions. So I waited till today. to fuck up and forget again. And before you know it, it was 2 weeks ago and you didn't wish that friend a happy birthday.
I'm really bad about thank you notes. Everything else I think I'm okay about. Birthdays were terrible. Nobody in our house is ever fixated or focused on a birthday. I don't know why. So I have this habit where I'm terrible at it. I don't know. I'm terrible at it. I forget my own. I forget my family. I forget my kids. So my friends, yeah, good fucking luck. But a lot of other things I'm very thoughtful.
Birthdays and shit come and go, but thank you notes I feel strongly about. Because
I feel strongly about it, and I know that I am a huge failure at it. I write the best fucking thank you note. That's the problem. That's the problem. So there's all this pressure from myself because I'm like, I know how to do it. And then when I've got like 3 to write, you would think I had to build a skyscraper. You know, that's how much effort it takes.
I think I'm going to disagree with you, Amy. I think I'm going to disagree with you. And I know that's a shock because we're always on the same page. I have received thank you notes from you. Many in the past. Yeah. Some of them unnecessary.
No,
so,
you haven't gotten hardly any of the ones that I'm supposed to send you. But anyway, go ahead.
I save things that move me, and you do write move me. I don't know why that was a 2-syllable word. You write really well, which is not a shocker as you're a writer. But I love them and thought, you did not need to send me a thank you note. I don't know why, how, what. Unless it's for our friendship, which is 50% you. So that's just a silly reason. But I do save those and I do love them and I do appreciate them because like I said, I do send a gift randomly because I've thought of you or because you've moved me in a way or because whatever. So for someone to say thank you, I did have those aunts that were like, did Melissa get my check? Because I never got a thank you note. And I'm like, fuck you. You know I got your check. My parents deposited it. See previous episode. I never saw the money.
That's right. Visit your bank account and see if that $6 has been removed.
But their lives were not, 24. But their lives were not complete unless they got the thank you note. I don't wait for the thank you note. I know that I could get a text that says, I just got your package. You actually sent me one, which was a video of just you crying and then gone.
Oh, that's right.
It was you crying and then gone. There were no words.
Right. And I'm glad that you reminded me because I'm sitting here thinking, and I still haven't done the one for the most recent thing, which fortunately I did at least send you a text with a video of me crying to show that I moved and look at all. So that's what I'm talking about, thank you notes. There are required thank you notes, and those are a lot harder. I tend to do thank you notes in the moment, and they're very difficult for me because my brain is going a mile a minute, and I want to write it down so it's not so sloppy that you can actually read it. And if I'm interrupted mid-thought, I feel like I have to throw the whole thing away and start with a new one. And that's trying to find the 4 dedicated brain minutes to slow down long enough to make the hand, make the thoughts match the speed of my handwriting. That's a real trick. And I regret not forcing myself and training myself to do this more. That was one of the many failed summer projects that I had for the kids.
Do you have stationery?
Yeah, tons and tons. Every different kind, because that's the other piece of the puzzle. I got a whole drawer full of it because I'll buy the one and think, well, this isn't really right. And then I'll put that away and then I'll buy a box of this kind or something or other. And yeah, I've got them for all the difference. Yep.
The thank yous, the thinking of yous, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I did, for my kids, I did personalized stationery with their names on them. So they could write their B'nai Mitzvah thank yous and call it a day. Get this fuck out of my house.
Very nice.
Speaking of kids, are you ready to do slang or you want me to do one more? Because I do have a question for you.
Hit whatever you want to hit. I'll take the punches.
All right. No, my question for you is, what is the perfect gift for you?
For a person or for me?
No, for you personally, because I found a machine that makes pellet ice.
Oh, yeah.
Which for some reason I enjoy.
You're going to make a lot of people happy with that.
I think that's the perfect gift for. The issue is they don't make a tabletop version. It is just the big guy, the industrial one that's like $3,000, and nobody deserves that.
Exactly. Or you can, and we'll use my middle child as the example. We'll call him Petey. So Petey is fixated on the pellet ice and thinks that we should buy. He found a refrigerator that crushes it up and makes it in the refrigerator. So you can buy. He's like, look, and you get a whole refrigerator that comes with the ice. And I'm like, do you hear yourself when you talk and how fucking stupid you are?
In my room.
Yeah, you know, and also no, and just how about fuck no. We looked into buying an ice maker years and years ago when we were buying, I don't know, 80 pounds of ice every 4 days for lacrosse to fill up all the coolers and do all this other stuff. I was like, why can't we just get an ice machine? Then we rationalized the idea that we won't ever use it. We'll buy it and then we'll give up the sport in 10 minutes and then not ever need to use it. It's just, it seems like the thing. Anyway, so pellet ice has been, it's like it's the holy grail.
Why is it such joy?
When you find a restaurant that has the fucking pellet ice, sweet Jimmy Jesus, you're going to go in there every chance you get, even if the food is shitty. Yes.
Every chance.
Every chance.
Why?
Speaking of Jimmy, it's Jimmy John's has the pellet ice, and I know they kill animals, but you know what? They have good ice.
Why? What is the draw to pellet ice? It is joy. But why? Why do we love it so much? Why am I going to Wawa?
Know. No, you're crazy. I don't know. But the people who do love it go off the deep end with their adoration. Do you chomp it up? Do you chew it? Is it about how the straw goes down? What?
All of it. What? Yes. All of it. So that would be like a great gift for me because here we love that pellet ice. What would be a great gift for you? And nobody's getting it for you. Don't get crazy.
No, I know. I'm not getting you a $3,000 pellet icer. I'm super not.
But dream with me for a second.
Honestly, it's so dumb. Even the small gifts, the things that I won't ever buy stuff that I really want.
Well, that's why I sent you the mixer.
Thank you. I won't ever buy stuff that I want. I won't. It doesn't matter. Even if it's stuff that I need, that I will use, that I will take, have great utility and joy. Nope. I will spend money on the stupidest, most frivolous, worthless items for anybody else, but I won't do it. And the biggest offender in there is candles. When you go and you pick out and you stand there and you think, oh, because you always encounter them in a time when you don't have an extra $29 for something that costs like 16 cents. It's just all of it. What are you paying for? You're paying for a pretty decorative something that smells nice, that is useless. You're going to burn your house down. Like, what are you even doing? What are you doing? And where are you going to put it? And who's going to light it? And why would you? But I want it. I like it.
But I want it.
I like the dumb little candles. And I also like things to smell nice because I live with a lot of very stinky people.
Yeah, a lot of boys in your house. A lot of testosterone juice in there.
Yeah, and I'm still so surprised, just as an aside, we built this house for them, for ourselves. It was a huge endeavor. It was a massive, we can't do this, but we're doing it anyway kind of a thing. It was ridiculous. So we got a lot of bathrooms.
Was that you tightening your belt?
That's me tightening my belt. And it was sinking to the bottom of the ocean without any air. But both of those. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make is I'm just trying to soften the idea that we have 6 bathrooms. And so everybody has their own toilet. Everyone, you have your own fucking bathroom. And they wake up in the morning and they walk all the way downstairs to the half bath, the powder room, just because we put a urinal in there. They go out of their way to use the urinal. If I put urinals in everybody's bathroom, maybe I would never see them again. It's the greatest regret of my life. I could have never seen them again if I'd only bought the urinals. They come downstairs to use the one toilet when they have a toilet next to their fucking bed. Why do they do this? Why? Why is one kind of ice so much more preferable? It's all ice. Why is peeing in a different shaped porcelain dish better than, what? Why would you inconvenience yourself so that you could pee in a urinal?
I don't know, because they're boys. I don't know why they would inconvenience themselves at all. That's not in the wheelhouse.
I mean, honestly, is it that good?
I think when you're dealing with the toilet, you have to aim. Right? And you're going to miss. Mom's going to get mad. You're going to have to clean around there. But if you go downstairs where everybody goes and you pee in a trough,
I don't know, man.
You don't need to be as careful. You're not even awake yet. And that's where the food is. You don't need to even wash your hands.
I think it's the height. I think it might be the height more than I think you're partially right. And I think it's the height of it. It's higher up on the wall. So I think you don't have to do anything but just sort of
Lean.
stand there.
Lean
I don't
in.
even think they lean. I think they just sort of, it's gross. It's all gross.
If I use the urinal, I don't have to wash my hands.
Well, and there's no flushing. It's a flushless urinal. We would have saved the planet if we'd put them everywhere.
Dear listener, do you have a urinal in your house? Do you have a flushless urinal in your home? Does everybody flock to use it?
It's a big conversation starter at parties. Everybody wants to go in and see it. It's a very attractive urine. It's actually gorgeous. It's eco-friendly. It's very stylish. You look at it and you think, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a piss holder, you know? Mm-mm.
So I'm saying that joy would be brought to me by pellet ice on the reg, right? And you're saying I love candles.
A wonderful, beautiful, nicely smelling candle
You're
to
such a
offset
cheap
the
date.
fact that there's a super
such
M.
a cheap date. Everybody can
super
afford
M.
to be your, I don't know, Secret Santa. Everybody.
Yeah, but the candles, they're overpriced. They're overpriced. That shouldn't cost $20. Some of them are even more than that. For what? Stop it.
Yeah, I think Bath and Body Works had a special $10 off 3-wick candles. I'm like, $10 off? That's great. What do you mean it's still $20? Like,
no. And I don't like this stuff. I'm not that cheap.
Well, I can't go into the Yankee Candle. I'll cross the side of the mall to get away from the Yankee Candle smell because it's all the smells. It's like black being all the colors.
Well, and I mean, I'm not interested in Yankee Candle. That's kind of like, I don't know, Red Book. Is that even around anymore?
No.
McCall's. That's like McCall's.
Still no. McCall.
Yes.
No, still no.
I don't want those. And it was, country cooking with a K cabinet. No, I don't need the, keep your candle with the weird ball-headed lid. No thanks.
Yeah, it's gross too. Some of them are just so disgusting. How could you even smell anything?
That's the other thing is you were saying get away from the smell, and the smells they're always like quadruple smells. It's like apple pie, cinnamon, fall spice, pumpkin.
Yeah, that's gross. It's like, be consistent. Pick something. Be apple. Gross. Gross.
Yes.
Is anybody in your house on TikTok?
Yeah. They are not fans of it, but they oddly were far more invested when I started talking to them about the changes in U.S. Law that the U.S. is investigating the Chinese for possible breach of confidentiality and all the data breach. They were then they were really, really interested. Before then it was like they can't be bothered to actually do the stuff. And the oldest one is probably old enough to look down on it. But yeah, they got it. I think you have a little TikToker, don't you?
I do, but here's what's funny. She turned to me in the car yesterday and said, and I know she doesn't listen, and she wouldn't care if I said this anyway. Yo, your friend Jessica's on TikTok.
What the fuck? She did no. That's a full pump the asshole brakes.
Right. You said your oldest, who's 17, is looking down on this. So she goes. So she opens up her thing and shows it to me. She goes, yeah, no. I was like, what? What are you talking about? She said, 40-year-olds should not be on TikTok.
Thank you. We know. I'm already older than that, and I know. So I guess you're supposed to know if you're older than that.
I wrote her, and I said, Mallory told me you're on TikTok. She said, yes, and I'm hilarious.
Oh, no, you're not.
She might be.
Not for the way you think.
Right, exactly. She might be, but I don't know. And I love that she wants to hit every platform, right? I love that she wants to try everything new and every platform, but the same way my kids don't belong on Facebook.
Yeah.
40s
that's for old chicks.
Don't belong. Stop.
That's all it is. It's for like recipes, bitching, and, tear inducement. That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, there's also a level of political discourse that goes on that you unfriend when you don't want to hear it. And yeah, so I thought, oh, honey, what have you done? You're on TikTok. And then I looked at it. I'm like, she is cute, but to me, not to the community that's on TikTok. You don't belong there. It's not your platform. Stay in your lane, my love.
Well, I wasn't even going there. I'm happy to go there with you, and I agree. I wasn't even going there. I was thinking, how the fuck do you have time for this stupid shit when the whole rest of your life is, I don't have time, my hair's on fire, my hair's on fire, my hair's on fire.
Right.
Hang on a second while I produce and post a video in response to your 30-second diatribe against Diet Coke. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I love when Mallory does them, though. I love when they're so funny. They're so cute. I love it. But she's 15. So let's remember she's 15 and she's starting maybe to grow out of it. So no. Also, other than TikTok being the age appropriate thing, there's a lot of slang that we talked about that we don't get. It's another language. And if you want to stay relevant, which I don't, which I don't feel the need to do.
Thought I was waiting for you to explain mockable and how it affected a fanny pack. Oh, mockable.
Mockable.
Yeah. So I'm super down with not knowing the lingo.
I'm fine with it. I really am.
That's right.
But
that's my jam.
So I got confused by Visco Girl. Not what it means, but
I'm confused by what it means. I don't know what it means.
It's your. So it's more okay. Did you read the? Did you read what I sent you? Because my confusion is not, I can tell you who is a Visco Girl with her big hair bands and her hydro flask and her big t-shirts and small short. Like I could tell you who they are when I see them. I know it when I see it. Pornography. I know it when I see it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's a good or bad thing because my kid will say, she called me a Visco Girl. I'm like, okay. You're upset about that, I'm getting from your tone, but you are still wearing a big scrunchie in your hair, carrying your hydro flask, and wearing shorts that make it unclear whether or not, a big t-shirt making it unclear whether or not you are wearing shorts. So there's a look, but is it also an action? Is it also, what's your...
I have no idea, and I get so fixated on, how did this start? What does it stand for? What's the etymology? Is that the one?
Entomology. Yeah. Can you
I think entomology is the
bugs. Yeah.
Etymology, I think
words.
What's your origin, bitches? Because I want to know where the fuck you come from. Acronym. Is it an acronym? Like what the fuck?
Can you read the sample conversation with the teen?
Oh, that Visco girl. She's definitely not in my squad, but I stand her swagger, even though those scrunchies are trash. Hundo P. Okay, boomer. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I just said. Did I say any of it right?
You said all of it right. Read the translation.
A trendy girl is not in your girl's group of friends, but she appreciates her confidence, even though her big ponytail holders are terrible. She 100% thinks that, don't you understand, you old, out-of-touch mom.
Okay. First of all, when John was on the show and he represented the boomers, you can't own okay boomer. People are making fun of you. That's like owning, I don't know, some sort of slang mockery. You can't own slang mockery of yourself. But Visco Girl recognizes that they have scrunchies in their hair, sip out of a Hydro Flask water bottle, and wear oversized sweatshirts. The term comes from, that app that I put on my phone but then needed to pay money to join? It's a picture. You take pictures of yourself, VSCO. And
it's just that, so that's a photo app that is no longer relevant, but now we use it to bust on other people for being super up their own crack.
A hundy P, yes.
Oh, and that means 100%. Yeah. Smelling what you're cooking.
And
I got it.
So the next one, I can't even pronounce.
Oh, SK. Is that supposed to be that?
I don't know, but that tooth sucking is something that a relative of mine used to do that made me punch him in the face because you can't suck your teeth. There's no worse sound, especially on a podcast, but in general.
Are you supposed to? No. Is that like the tisk for the modern ages? Is that what SK is? Because I always, whenever I hear that, I think of the ticking time clock before 60 minutes.
That I appreciate.
I love that sound.
That I appreciate. Yeah, that I like.
Get you ready for the work week.
That I like.
60 minutes. Anyway, I'm Leslie Stahl, and I'm sitting behind two flabbermouthed bitches in the deli in New York.
Yes, that's where we didn't meet. That's where we mocked and took pictures of Leslie Stahl. We went out.
She needs to eat a sandwich. She's too fucking tiny. I'm just saying you.
Amy and I were out in Manhattan, and the next morning for breakfast, we went to a diner, and sitting behind me in the diner
Wah wah.
was Leslie Stahl. And
That's right.
I said, I'm going to take a selfie, which means focus in on the skinny bitch sitting behind me eating one plain egg. And that's what we did. I wonder where that picture is now. All right, what's the next one?
Oh, SK, they explained it. Yes, this is the sound you make when you hit lots of keys at once on your keyboard. And in fact, it is that sound. SK.
Okay.
That's what that is. Okay. The next one is, and I oop. Drag queen Jasmine Masters said, and I oop, in a viral video clip, which sent the internet, and yes, eventually the Visco Girl section of the internet, into a tizzy. I think it's just and then here comes OK Boomer, which we know from being around at least one angry boomer.
Hi, John.
Oh, boomer. Oh, boomer. How we love the booming boomer.
That boomer sent me, we talked last week about, or 2 weeks ago, about gender reveal parties and how last week we hated TI, the week before, how gender reveal parties are killing people. Nobody gives a fuck what's in your uterus. And John sent me a video of a woman who was doing a gender reveal who put colored powder in her butt and then farted. And then blue smoke came out and they all yelled, "It's a boy." So, not to mention that plane crash. Guys, please learn from prior mistakes. I can't understand why people are still doing it, but it's still happening. It's still gross and it's still super dangerous.
How is this a celebration of all the joy that is to come into our life? I know. Let's stage a colored fart.
That's it. That's what they
so
decided
that we
to
can
do.
explain to our friends and family that we announced your birth with a fart.
Through Aunt Karen's ass.
Jesus, stop it. Stop it.
Speaking of Karen.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, poor Karen. She's right up there with Felicia. My kids, I didn't know what I was doing. They were saying, "Are you a Karen? Are you a this? Are you a that?" And I said, "I don't know. What's a Karen?" And then they gave me somebody who would have to see the manager at whatever. And I said, "Oh, I guess so." But I'm not then I really learned what a Karen is. I'm not a real Karen. I'm just a kind of Karen.
A Karen.
What's a kind of Karen? Karen adjacent. Who's Karen's neighbor?
Who's Karen's neighbor? Who lives just next door?
That's me.
And nods her head when Karen does her crazy shit.
I'm not Karen, but I am definitely at the table pointing my finger at Karen and saying, "You better go tell him that we're getting a free round of drinks." And then Karen goes, and then I drink the drink. That's me.
Karen typically refers to an
I'm a
entitled
Karen
mom
enabler.
who can be a bit irritating with her frequent requests to talk to the manager, but she may also have a giant bob haircut and drive a Volvo.
Yeah, I'm none of those. I'm none of those. But I will definitely drink the free drinks when they arrive.
How about a Chad?
What's a Chad? A hanging Chad?
Ugh.
Which one's a Chad? Is this bro? Yeah, we got a lot of bros. Chad would be a hyper masculine and overtly sexual young man. I don't think that's right. I don't agree with this. I don't like Stan either. This whole "I so stand for you" and this. Have you heard these? I get irritated.
A Stan is
I don't
a fan.
like it. No, but it's not. It's not though. Can we stop this? Who wrote this article? Who is this? USA Today? Surely they're not the authority. I don't like Stan. I want it to go away.
It's in red.
I want to unmake it. I want to make it the not thing. I don't like it.
Well, since we have so many listeners, I'm sure we can start a movement.
We've certainly started lots of movements with our vitamin talk, but I'm just here to say, this is so stupid. Trash is on this list, and they explain that trash means horrible. Really?
Dumb.
Thank you, dictionary. Stop it.
Dumb. Squat. Yeah, these are all things. Hundo P. We know all these. Savage.
They ran out toward the bottom. These are sorry to this man.
Yeah, that's dumb. Hey, I did get some listener feedback.
You did?
When we did our personal hygiene for the ladies. And I said, you told me, yeah, that's right. Find something and assume somebody else is taking care of it. You know, that's the way to be an activist. Find a problem and say, fuck it. I'm sure somebody's got this. I'm not the first person to think of this.
That's right.
Well, we had a write-in that said that Always is on it. Always is on this issue, and they are taking care of it, and they are stamping out poverty and period issues, and they're on it. And I'd like
they're gonna send free winged flaps to everybody.
It's got wings. I am going to now only purchase Always for myself and my kin.
Oh, good for you.
Because
very good for you.
I like that they are taking care of it. The phrase "I'm dead"
Yeah, I got that one
Person
from.
saying it is not actually dead. It's a phrase that's used in response to something that's so hilarious it has you figuratively dying from laughter.
This is what's so crazy about that. I first heard about that from our dear friend Jessica, who texted it to me, and I'm like, "What? Oh, she means it." Yeah, I'm like, "Listen, TikTok, can you just grow up? Because this is not how I'm going to be talking to you. I'm not your stan. I don't stan you. I can't stand you." That's the other problem. Stan is supposed to be like this universal, you're so, and instead, whenever I hear it, it's all I think is I can't stand you.
Can't stand ya.
Right.
I love
right.
Seinfeld. I love any good Seinfeld reference. Okay, yeet.
Yeet. I am super down with yeet because I got it wrong, and it was the running joke between my oldest son and girlfriend and me because they were trying to explain things to me, and I thought they never explained yeet to me, but I saw them using it, and I thought that yeet meant like I'm awesome, like woo, and instead it means like I'm such a loser. Yeet is like the total worst, so I would use it in all these terrible ways. Like I can't even imagine how badly I used it, but then it became hilarious. So that was our back and forth to each other. Yeet all the time.
I think it's multi-purpose. It's multifunctional. It is not a one and done with yeet. So here it says there's a creative variety with this word. Yes, it can mean to throw something.
Yes, that's all they told me it was. It's when you throw it with as much gusto as you possibly have and miss. That's a yeet.
Said in excitement, in agreement. It can also be a dance move.
Okay.
Take your pick. Either way, don't yeet your baby like the woman here. What?
I can't. Look, stop.
Gucci?
Gucci I only know from Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek because he's so incredibly awesome. I wouldn't have known it otherwise. He sat down and did a Yang slang.
With his father.
With his dad,
Yeah.
and had to say, Gucci means, it's like, it's hip. It's
good.
It's fashionable.
It's
yes.
good.
Yeah.
I'm not even touching woke. I can't do that. And everybody knows shade. Everybody knows shade. That's not
Yeah. It's not a new. That's not new.
Bet?
Bet is used when you're in agreement with something. Someone makes plans and you say bet. Nobody does this. This is USA Today. This is made up shit right now.
So are you saying they're out of touch?
I'm saying that I've written these lists for a vast many clients.
Yeah.
And when it gets down to this part of the list, you're pulling shit out of every crevice. This is not a thing. This is not. This is somebody in the office like, give me some slang. And they're like, my sister once said bet. And now it's on the list for USA Today.
All right, well then fuck them. I want pellet ice.
I mean, I don't. Have you ever heard anybody say tea? There are multiple ways to have your tea. You can sip it or you can spill it. You can sip in your tea means mind your own business. Have you ever heard someone say sip your tea?
Share the tea. I've heard dish tea. It's the information. It's what's going on.
All right. Well, okay. Well, so you're a hep cat, I guess. If you're sipping your tea, it means you're minding your own business. Basically side-eyeing the situation and keeping it moving. If you're spilling tea or having tea, that means you're having gossip you're about to share.
Right. I do have a 15 and 16-year-old, so I do hear.
I do too, but they're not. I don't know. This is ridiculous. I haven't heard that one. We've got dumb things down here that I'm sure don't make it up there, but whatever.
I would love to know the difference between Southern slang and, I mean, for the kids, not for us, because we don't belong on TikTok. We don't.
I'll generate a list. I'll get them to generate a list. I'll have them read this list as a follow-up. I'll do some homework, have them read this list, and then fill in the blanks with what they'll be like, what?
Dear listener, if you'd like to reach out to us and tell us what a perfect gift for you would be, or your favorite slang word, or anything that has to do with today's episode, I would love it if you would reach out to us on the social media at Listen Brilliant, or write us at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. We will showcase your words of wisdom or whatever tea you spill. You're welcome. You're welcome. Really, candles. You're really disappointing me with the whole, it's just candles.
I'm sure I have something better than that, but I'm just saying, like the many things that I do a lot of, pick it up, really admire it, envision myself owning it, and put it right the fuck down and walk out of the store.
That's because you leave the house. What I do is I put it in my shopping cart.
And then close the browser
window.
And
then I close the browser window. So if you were to open it up again, I have thousands of full shopping carts of things that bring joy and then disappear. Bye-bye.
Love it and love you. Love that. All of it. Love. Fantastic.
Now
I'm in.
You want to sign off?
Yes, and I would do so if I ever had done it before. So all I will say is we are very grateful, 100 grateful.
100 P.
100 P! Oh, and the next time you want to spill some tea, come sit by me. I'd love to hear it.
Thanks for listening, guys. See you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Catch you next time. Bye.